Keepers, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry this video is coming out a little late, but this last month has really gotten away from me. But that just means that there's new stuff available for you guys. For instance, I now have shirts available. I'll have the link down in the description for you guys to check those out. But for now, let's get to the Drake. As per usual, I start drawing out the concept art. Since Pisces is always depicted with two fish, I decided to make a pair this round. And with them being fish, I thought I'd base them off the Japanese koi. They're just so elegant looking. Now for the eyes. Since this is a pair, I had the random idea to mix the two sets, like the two eels from the original Little Mermaid, so they'll both have one blue eye and one gold eye. Once the eyes are finished, it's on to the heads. It certainly was interesting making two heads at the same time, and I find it kind of funny how different the two look. As you can see, one nose turned out longer and narrower, and the other one was a little more stout. Don't get me wrong, they both look absolutely adorable, but it also gives them a kind of sibling look, if you know what I mean. And now onto the color. Following the concept art, I stuck with a lighter drake and a darker drake. So one will follow a more koi-ish look for the face, and the other one will be a darker koi. Once I have the base color down, I move on to the eye makeup, for lack of better terms. I very carefully swoop in the color and make sure that it's even on both sides. And I can't forget that signature Pisces H. Just a swoop here. And a swoop there. And a fancy swoop across. And now for the sister of the pair. And since she's lighter in color, I stuck with black eyeliner for her. And we can't forget the decorative little ink spots that most koi have. At least I think they're called ink spots. I know they're called ink spots in paint horses, but I never found out for a koi fish. So, are they called ink spots? You can let me know down in the comments below. And same thing as her brother, the Pisces H. And I kind of felt that the face needed a little more ink spots, so here I am putting some more on. Oh yeah, that definitely adds a little more dimension to her face. And her brother was looking a little plain as well, so I figured I'd add a little copper spotting to his face as well. Then to break up the copper, I added just a little bit of black speckling as well. You know, for the dimension. And that's the faces done. I really like how they turned out. They're so cute and elegant. And now for the fins. I use a translucent material called fairy film and some wire to give the fins shape. Once the material is ironed in place with a wire, I cut the fin out and use a candle to vacuum seal the fins closed. Just be careful if you're using an open flame. Always careful. When I was first sculpting the heads, I added these little holes at the back of the heads for the fins. All I gotta do is squish them in and add a dab of hot glue to keep them in place. And they're completely posable. And now a quick word from my sanity crew.
What are you doing? Zelly. Zelly. What are you doing? You're silly. You're so silly.
With my sanity restored, I move on to mapping out the dolls. I went with the wings being on the fins, and I found these extra wings that look very finny. So I use those for both the back fins and the tail. As you can see, I put the wings and fins together a little differently. Instead of cutting them out right away, I just map out where I want to sew. I sew it down. Then after it's all sewn out, I clip as close to the seam as I can without breaking the seam, and then turn it inside out, or right side out, excuse me. with the body now sewn together, I can use that to map out the skeleton of the drakes. This was certainly different, seeing as what would have been the legs are super long and what would have been the back legs are super short, and I have an extra pair of wires coming off the tail. Once the skeleton is complete, I can start batting the doll. So starting at the back of the head as well as the chin, I wrap the doll down all the way down to the tail for one pass, and then just down to the back side of it for the second pass. After that, I just add the hearts. At this point, I was looking at them and going, wow, these are the longest dolls I have yet. And now to sew them up. As I sew them up, I add a little bit of oil to give them a nice scent. But it is a long chore just stuffing and stitching. Here's a clip of how slow the process actually is. Mostly because I like to make sure that each stitch is very carefully placed. So very slow. Let's speed things back up again, shall we? And now all that's left is the fins. I don't stuff these because I want them to look nice and flowy. But now that the fins are in place, allow me to introduce Sybil and Cyan, guardians of intuition. Oh my gosh, they turned out so nice! I just love how the tails are just so gosh darn flowy. They're just gorgeous. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I won't be selling them just yet, but keep an eye on my shops in the upcoming QR code for when they will be available. If you want more content or behind the magic updates, you can become a patron of any tier for exclusive first looks and other updates. I'm also working on getting 500 subscribers to either my Patreon or YouTube so I can open an Etsy or a Shopify store. I want to thank you all for watching and for your amazing support. I couldn't be here without you all. I'll see you all next time. Bye!